Good evening, and ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 25 of the Diversey BW Hotelier GM show series. Today, Thursday, the 20th of February. I have a phenomenal set of general managers that I'm going to be doing this session with. And I have a very interesting topic today. It's about skill development 4.0, preparing for automation and AI in the hospitality workspace. Look, AI is a very, very recent, not very recent, but if you were to look at it from a long view, recent, fairly recent. And we are just about getting to grapple with this new animal. We shall analyze how technology impacts future workforce requirements. Today's discussion is extremely timely and essential. With technology reshaping the hospitality industry, the way we train, upskill, and manage talent must evolve to new realities. And new realities is the only constant in life. From AI-driven concierge services to robotic automation and operations, the industry is witnessing a transformation that demands a rethinking of workforce capabilities. My name is Bhuvanesh Khanna, and I shall be moderating this show today. Let me get on with it and begin with an introduction to these exalted general management heroes. First in is Abhishek Sahai, who's the general manager of the rather well-appointed Conrad in Pune. Welcome to the show, Abhishek.
Thank you so much, Khanna sir. Always a pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity.
The pleasure is ours. We look forward to doing this session with you. Next in is Amit Kumar, who's the general manager of the JW Marriott in Pune. Welcome to the show, Amit.
Thank you, Mr. Khanna. It's great to be here, and kind of contributing to this AI world today. Thank you so much once again for the opportunity.
Pleasure. Thank you for being here. This is our first show together. Next in is Pankaj Saxena, with whom I'm doing my third show. He's the area general manager for West India for the Radisson Hotel Group, South Asia, and also the general manager for the Radisson Blu Pune in Kharadi. Welcome to the show, Pankaj.
Mr. Khanna, it's an honor to speak with you and meet you. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Next in is somebody who's recent to Pune, new to Pune, but not to the industry, and hasn't come a long distance from Mumbai to Pune. Anant, Leekha, he's the general manager of the Novotel in Pune. Welcome to the show, Anant.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much, Mr. Khanna, and pleasure to connect with you as always.
Pleasure. Thank you. Last but not the least, Supreet Roy. My first show with him, he's the general manager of the Sheraton Grand Pune.
Thank you, Mr. Khanna, for the invitation. Lovely to be here. Would be very happy to contribute today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I didn't realize that this was the erstwhile Le Méridien, which has been my home for the longest. So thank you, Supreet.
Looking forward to welcome you back at the hotel again very soon.
God willing, soon. So, each of these gentlemen, they bring valuable experience in managing and leading some of the most iconic properties in this rapidly developing region. Pune, for the uninitiated, is where all the action is, where all the manufacturing action is, where all the technology action is. And God has been kind to them with the climate. And amazingly cosmopolitan and a great place to be in and make your home and great for business. So let me get rolling with the first question to you, Abhishek, with your permission, if I may.
Sure, sir. Please.
All right. Abhishek, tell me, let's seek you out on AI-driven revenue management. How has automation transformed revenue management strategies at Conrad Pune? And what skills do future revenue leaders need to master? Why don't we pick your mind on this?
Sure. I think a great question to start the show. And hello to my friends, old and new. Delighted to be here. How has automation transformed revenue management at Conrad Pune? In many ways, quite significantly, if I may say, and primarily by leveraging three levers, which is advanced data analytics, machine learning algorithms, and real-time market intelligence. And through these, the hotel benefits in many ways. For example, in smarter pricing strategies, AI can adjust pricing based on real-time demand, competitor rates, and customer behavior, ensuring the hotel maximizes revenue during peak periods and remains competitive during not-so-peak periods. Secondly, optimizing of room allocation. By analyzing data on past customer preferences, booking history, and lead times, we are now able to distribute rooms to the right channels, like direct, OTAs, etc., and price them optimally to maximize occupancy. Number three, AI helps us in targeting our customer segmentation. For example, the hotel can segment customers into specific groups like business travelers, vacationers, repeat guests, medical tourists, etc., and offer personalized rates and packages based on these insights, increasing the likelihood and conversion of bookings. It also helps us in improving upsell opportunities. By analyzing guest behavior and preferences, the hotel can identify opportunities to upsell additional services like spa treatments, F&B, or premium executive rooms. And everything contributes to more revenues per guest. Competition monitoring is a big deal in today's world, and AI tools and technologies help us a lot in that arena. The hotel can now automatically track competitor pricing, special promotions, and occupancy almost on a daily basis, allowing us to adjust our strategies to stay competitive in the market. Additionally, in areas like customer lifetime value prediction, dynamic rate adjustments, real-time customer feedback analysis, marketing strategies and campaign adjustments, demand raise, inventory distribution, etc. These are some of the things that we very effectively utilize in our day-to-day operations at the Conrad Pune. To your other part of the question about what skills do future revenue leaders should master, in my view, I think some of the skills that they must possess are advanced forecasting skills, because ultimately, for us to know what our business is looking like over the next 15-day to a 30-day period or beyond is key. And for that, they need strong financial acumen. They need to be agile in their pricing models. They need to have in-depth understanding of digital marketing, data-driven decision-making capabilities, technology adoption and integration, business intelligence and analytics is another big area where they need to master now. Other than that, just to have a customer-centric mindset, risk-taking abilities, and problem-solving skills, these are some of the key qualities which I believe they must possess for today and for the revenue management of tomorrow. I'm sorry for the detailed reply, but I hope I've covered all the aspects of the question.
You're bang on. But tell me, what are some of your training programs that you've pushed on AI? Have you done it as yet, or they're on the cards, or what is it?
So, the role of AI tools and technology is becoming increasingly important in modern hospitality, globally, and also, India is no exception. And while there are a number of training platforms revolutionizing the way teams learn and upskill themselves. Hilton hotels are also exploring various AI-driven training tools to enhance employee development and enhancing guest experiences. And some of the AI-powered training platforms and solutions that I personally find very effective are something called EdApp, which is a mobile-first learning platform, Udemy for Business, MindTickle, which is an AI-based sales training and revenue training tool, and 360 Learning. All of these platforms, and there are many more, they basically help in creating customized learning experiences for employees, focusing on their strengths, weaknesses, and role-specific needs. AI platforms also offer flexible, on-demand training modules, enabling employees to learn at their own pace and convenience. Uh, Immersive training simulations are available now through AI technology, which mimic real-world scenarios, allowing employees to practice skills and decision-making in a risk-free environment. Predictive analytics is another area, and the technology today provides all of these capabilities to help identify training needs, forecast employee performance, and optimize workforce development. So these AI-driven training tools offer several advantages over traditional learning methods. For example, almost complete personalization. These tools provide personalized learning experience tailored to individual employees' needs and goals, which was not possible earlier. Efficiency, um, scalability. I mean, AI-driven tools offer scalable solutions that can be easily implemented across large
And
teams.
the whole thing about job loss, and I think is misplaced. It's not just about job loss. It actually frees up your time to focus on stuff.
Absolutely. You see, we need to both can coexist. And I think that's where sometimes we get confused. It's
Yeah.
not that AI will replace or take away human touch. I mean, if you take the human element out of our business, then basically we are as good as manufacturing. But we
True.
cannot be that.
True.
So we have to. Sorry, you're saying something, Khanna sir?
No, go ahead.
So I'm saying, the technology, artificial intelligence, all of these tools have to be deployed to make us more efficient. Ultimately, you need a human to control all of this. And that's exactly what my point is as far as training is concerned.
Yeah.
Above all, to control all of this and use the AI tools to optimum, we need
Yeah.
a smart L&D professional. In my view, the role of training / L&D / quality manager is more crucial today than ever before. They
Agree.
need to operate independently with complete autonomy and ideally should report directly to the GM.
Agree.
Usually the quality of training and skill development
Yeah.
differentiates a great hotel from the rest of the crowd.
So
I probably can't emphasize this enough in the current context.
Thanks for that. Let me pull in Amit and continue with him. Tell me, Amit, blending high, and thank you so much, Abhishek. That was very valuable. So, Amit, tell me, blending high tech with high touch. Why don't I pick your mind on this? With the increase, like Abhishek said, with increasing automation, how do you ensure that the human element in luxury hospitality remains a priority? Nobody wants to be left alone to technology and robots.
Right. Mr. Khanna, thank you so much. Hi, hello everyone, to all my friends. I'm so glad that we're discussing something which is personal favorite of mine. High tech with high touch. I personally believe automation is to do with efficiency, driving efficiency rather than removing the human touch that we've created. We go back to the ages of not for apes for sure, but humans created the computer, right? Not computers created the humans, and that's what we've been progressing. So the world is progressing towards automation, while AI happens to be one of the hottest topics today, whether it is Trump or whether it is Modi. But I think what will remain truly at the heart of hospitality is the human touch. To be more precise, at JW Pune, I think, or rather across the industry, I think the human element will remain absolutely at the heart of everything we do. And when we say that, when we talk about high tech with high touch, our approach to automation is always about enhancing rather than replacing. It can never replace, right? Personal connections that guest values the most is the key in today's business. While I am talking about, and I'm taking that baton from Abhishek and talking about a bit of revenue into a guest or revenue into the human touch, I think most importantly is a human first mindset is exactly what I want to stress on. While we integrate technology to streamline some great personalized experiences, this is driven by a combination of a human touch and the technology that we use. Today, if we go back, I think all of us as companies, all of us as organization, we believe a mobile check-in or a casting technology, or even for the matter of fact, a digital check-in where there's absolutely no interaction with humans. Believe me or not, I think that's a European world, but we probably not heading there, but we are finding our own way of ensuring that we find the right balance between the high tech and the high touch. While automation improves efficiency, our teams typically grow in an environment which coexists with two factors, as Abhishek rightly said. And I firmly believe that there is always this better side of human touch versus AI. While AI is helping the humans, or rather the hotels, to collect a lot of data and throw it at the front, but I believe the combination of two brings the best out for our guests and also for our associates.
Tell me,
And
how is it, Amit, what has been your skirmish with AI? If I was to ask you, I mean, I'm not talking about Chat GPT.
Right.
Chat GPT and beyond.
So, I mean, it's a very tricky question. Honestly, I think, as an organization, we believe a lot in AI, which consolidates a lot of data for us to kind of throw the data out. It's, let's remember garbage in, garbage out, right?
Yeah.
But also, most importantly, execution strategy will always remain with the human mindset. And that is where I come into the picture, or my team comes into the picture, or our GMs come into the picture, saying, who firmly believe that the data, or the data that AI kind of puts together, needs to be very sensitively handled. While we're trying to integrate, or rather curate, a lot of experiential stays, a lot of theme-based stays, or rather, we talk about guests who are looking for very stay with a purpose. We got to believe the fact that humans will always have an upper edge over AI, but humans got to use the AI very efficiently. And as I rightly said, automation will always drive efficiency and will always remove the friction in between AI and human mindset.
Well said, Amit. Extremely well said. And thank you for that. Let me now circle into your friend not too far away in Kharadi, Pankaj. Pankaj, taking over from what Abhishek and Amit have just told us, staffing and AI integration are fairly critical. And I want to know from you, how do you strike a balance between automation and workforce retention, ensuring job security while optimizing efficiency? Because let me tell you, there's a lot of scare out there कि ये AI हमारी नौकरी खा जाएगा.
Mr. Khanna, I think it's a fantastic question. As you rightly said, the opening remarks, balancing automation with work retention in hospitality is challenging and will always remain so. I don't think we can take these two pointers separately out. But in real time, artificial integration is enhancing efficiencies. I think customer experience, employee morale in terms of work is all driven by AI to a large extent. Having said that, we also need to feel and value people and tell them that you're wanted. The element of Indian ethos of Atithi Devo Bhava cannot be with AI, it can be only with humans. But AI can help you achieving that. I think all of us, all the employees across the hotel, different platform, right, from directors to general managers to down the line, I think we all have KPIs. I think we all are driven by daily key performance indicators. But to action that out, to nurture to the optimal fundamental, I think many of us are using AI now. I think giving the right ratio, the right metrics, the right index, I think AI can give you that tool to give you enhancement on your job profile enrichment in terms of better performance and capabilities. Trends can be suggested by AI, and humans can actually do a judgment. My quote will be that AI is a support tool, not a replacement for sure. Let me give you two examples in hospitality of what exactly is happening with AI. We use Review Pro. I think many chains across the world are using Review Pro. It's a voice of guest tool. Now, if you understand Review Pro, it's completely driven by AI platform or automation. No human element touch involved. Right from pulling the data from PMS to identification of data, transmitting of data, analyzing, merging profiles, going back to your dashboard. I think it's so much driven in that format that I don't think a human can actually do it in a fraction of a second, but this can be done in a couple of minutes. So that's what AI brings to the platform for the hotel business in terms of enhancing the right action to be taken at the hotel level. Second, let's move on to the employee side. How employee actually benefits from AI in long term. Many of us, like we are using Radisson Academy. Radisson Academy is an AI-based platform on enhancing individual profile learning online. Everybody has job descriptions and JDs and so on, but I don't think anybody can do one-to-one session with you and tell you what exactly you should learn, what next and what next. But AI-driven tool like Radisson Academy, you do a course, you do up learning, and you have your profiles merged in your system. It tells you what next course and do. This is what you're studying, and this is what your intelligence level is, and this is what your quotient level is. I think that's something which brings so much of an enrichment to the platform that employee feels that my KPIs are driven faster. I think if I have to summarize, overall, we need to strike a balance. AI integration and human element create lifetime moments, both for the business partners and for the employees as well. So I think the balance is very, very critical to today's industry.
Thank you so much, Pankaj. That was fairly important. Anant, if I can come to you, I want to pick on sustainable technology and AI, right? Accor has invested a fair bit in here. How is Novotel Pune leveraging AI for sustainable operations, such as energy management and waste reduction, and also in a focused manner? It may be F&B, it may be whatever. It may be weighing what is coming in, weighing what is going out, right? Or for that matter, how do you do your projections with both engineering and procurement?
Oh, good evening, everyone. First of all, at Accor, hospitality is work of art, is what we believe, and sustainability with sustainable tech is the heart of it, and has taken a bigger chunk in our life now. And at Accor, we all know that we do a lot of things for that. That's why we go for the green label certification also from Eco Label, so that we measure our performance year on year, and there's no dip and it goes on and above. Excellent point as to what Accor does in terms of sustainable technology and sustainable things to reduce food wastage, or in terms of operating our energy management system. If you see over the years, building management system, that is what we use, had us also upgraded to another level. Earlier it was being driven through system only, wherein a human intervention was required. Now, if you see, even the BMS has upgraded, and a lot of things work automatically, wherein you already put things into it, and the timers work, and which makes our life more easier. The beauty is that these now comes with escalation matrix also. In case somebody is not able to control it better, or there is some malfunction, the escalation matrix works very easily, giving notification to managers or to the heads of the department, which obviously helps us to understand our system better, and whatever tweak we want to do, making it better, that can be done easily. So that is one upgradation that has obviously changed the way we work in our industry. In terms of our food wastage and laundry is big part of it. So at Accor, we obviously have our own tool in which we feed our daily data, which help us to understand our baseline versus the baseline that we have set for the hotel, and tells us whether we are going the right direction. It captures to an extent that if we were high on double occupancy this month as compared to last month, it will tell us whether we went to the right way or not. Because these all small things also needed to be captured, and technology gives that advantage to us. If you would have been a human intervention, it takes some time to understand these things. But with technology, we can obviously understand these things easily, and then do our work depending on what we are doing at the hotel. Food wastage program, we obviously have our own baseline set depending on the number of covers we do. And as I said, that these are all recorded daily, updated daily, and then alerts are being received by the head of the department or general manager that whether we are going the right direction. So sustainability at Accor is a big thing. And again, all these things reduces desk work also. Our team can perform better on the floors. As Pankaj rightly said, that team cannot be replaced, but if technology can help us to make them work better and be available in the shop floor areas, that's how Accor believes in, and that's what we put a lot of
So
effort
tell me,
to make
Anant,
sure.
how has your brush been with AI personally, one-on-one?
Personally, I love it because I want to grow, and that's the way it should grow. The reason I love it because I get the data which is much more easier for me to read, and the way I want to read it, it's easier, and I don't have to have my head of department sit with me and explain me through everything. So I'm reducing their time also by sitting in my office for hours as compared to earlier time. So that's why I love the AI data more.
Interesting, very interesting. Before I move further, I want to, before I come to Supreet, I want to ask you all, does AI in the, as a tool for you all, does it help you to make dashboards to manage your reviews, your appraisals, and your management better?
If I may start, because I was the last one to enter. Yeah, it does help. It does help, and it reduces the time for us to spend getting my data ready before I meet anybody. So I have my data ready, and I can do my own analysis. So that's what I'll say. It personally helps.
All right, Abhishek, Amit, Supreet.
I would say that, we all work with dashboard now. If you all have heard about Power BI, I think Power BI dashboards are so automated report-driven fundamentals nowadays. I don't think you require a 30 slide presentation for possibly so much is driven in the dashboards in Power BI. I think a lot is happening on that vertical.
Does it even help with PPTs?
So, it actually it's transforming the way we look at now. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. Abhishek, Amit, Supreet.
If I may, I mean, as Pankaj and Anant also rightly mentioned, these tools have made life a lot easier because now you have a lot of information available on a single sheeter. You get all your basic matrices right there in front of your eyes.
Wish one
First
could
thing in
have
the morning.
shown those dashboards over here, but maybe some other day. Yeah.
Yes, but I tell you, I'm still, old-fashioned maybe, or maybe a little too hands-on. I also have a grasp of what's happening on a day-to-day basis. So the reports only
That's
help me
extremely
corroborate what
essential.
my instinct has always.
The moment you get your eyes off the
Yes,
ball,
I think
hit you in the forehead.
yes,
All right,
absolutely. So
Amit.
I'm still in the hybrid model.
As I did mention this earlier, I'm very progressive when it comes to AI at this point of time. Right? I mean, we use the tools where it is necessary. I think Marriott as an organization is quite big at restrictions, or rather the softwares that we use. Though I mean the tool is such that it can show you some magical data that can appear in minutes. However, I think the sensitivity to that tool or the sensitivity to that whole data needs to be educated to a lot of folks. How it is to be used, where it is to be used, and so on. While it can prepare a PPT for you within a minute, but I firmly believe that should be used very sensitively.
Sheraton is from the same stable as Marriott. Supreet?
So I would say a very well-balanced approach to the entire approach to overall AI is very important. You can't just, as Amit is saying, that as a company, as Marriott, we have to be very careful as to how we are interpreting data, how we are putting things across. We need to be very careful. So I think a very well-balanced approach is very critical when it comes to how much of what you want to use and how much you want to look at. Because right now, presentations, everything is available, but then how you kind of utilize it, how do you interpret it is also very important.
So now that you're here, why don't I, paste one question with you, Supreet?
Please do.
When I was staying with this, tell me AI enhanced training modules. I'm such a sucker for this. Training, as much training as possible is still less. How is Sheraton Grand Pune leveraging AI-powered learning platforms to personalize training and improve employee engagement, Supreet?
So first of all, let me tell you that training overall as a general manager and as a leader in my hotel, I believe training is a very important tool overall in employee engagement. It's something which is very, very important in today's date. In this fast-pacing world where we have employees who want to change their jobs every 6 months, 3 months, looking out for something new because the new generation is not at all excited about what they're doing on a day-to-day basis. They always want to learn something new. So engaging them through training is probably one of the best ways of retaining them in any organization. Now, when it comes to our organization as such, Marriott, we have a very beautiful program which is known as Digital Learning Zone, which is known as DLZ. Well, you can even access it on a mobile phone if required. And you have a training program which is customized to your job role, to the kind of skills that you need to have for your own set of duties that you need to perform in the hotel. It is very impactful. It provides you a lot of good training modules, which can really help you in your day-to-day activities, helps you grow in many ways. Also, there is a gamification model here where if you are able to, do certain trainings, you make some points, you become a winner. So this really adds on to the excitement with the young team at the hotel, wherein they are able to pace out with each other, learn, grow, compete with each other, and also help each other grow. I think it's in today's world, we are like preparing for automation at the workplace and rather than implementation. And so this kind of really helps. And DLZ is one very important platform which we are using, all general managers, I think Amit will agree with me, extensively we're using in our properties to engage with our talent at the hotel.
Excellent. So tell me, how have people taken to AI at a very common and basic level in your hotel?
See,
are they even aware that AI is there now? That virus is there to stay?
Everyone is aware of AI. I don't think that anyone is not aware of what AI is in today's date. I think there's a lot to learn even from the younger generation that are there. They're using it very extensively.
No, they are. But old fogs like me.
No. So for people like us, it's going to be a very well-balanced approach. I'll again come to that because we generally also need to be very traditional in our approach. We just cannot leave everything to technology. There is a certain role that humans need to play in the hospitality section, especially in India. And people look forward to that. And that's why they come back to India. And that's why they are here all the time. So we have to always have that feel that, we should be able to bring in that approach wherein you are using AI, but then you also know where you need to stop and what all you need to drive from there. And then wherein is your contribution
I'm
coming.
sure there are measures and audits over there to keep a check.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. So that, Supreet, brings us to the intermission of our show. I'll take a short 30-second break and I'll circle back. Thank you. Thank you, Diversey. Thank you for supporting us. This is our 25th show. We've got another 7 to go, and then we'll cap it up. The season ends next week. So be there, everybody, and make the most of it. We've got some amazing content, some amazing topic, and the industry's very best debating them. Thank you so much. Now, staying with training, Abhishek, I want to pick on your mind on how Hilton and especially Conrad within that are doing this. The role of AI in employee training and retention. What AI-driven training tools have you found most effective in upskilling your team? And how do you compare these to traditional learning methods?
Certainly. So as I was mentioning earlier, Khanna, technology has become an integral part of everything that we do in our day-to-day hotel operations, and in HR and training functions, AI has also become integral. So the biggest advantage that these tools have over traditional learning methods is number one, to identify each individual's needs. It's no more a general approach that, one department, everybody in that department needs to go through the same training program and follow the same process. It's different now because each individual is different. Some people have high grasping power. Some people need same message to be repeated 3 times before they absorb it. So, the tools help us today to really assess each individual's performance and what we call as the learning need requirements. So depending on that, these tools help us to really customize for each individual. Now today, at the Conrad, we have trainings being done for individual team members. So it's no more a classroom session of 10 to 20 people sitting together for 30 minutes and signing it in a sheet. If it's one person's need, that one person only attends that training,
So
and
it's
so on and so
pointed
forth.
and
These tools
tailored to.
also help us.
So it's pointed and tailored
Sorry,
to specifics.
100%, 100%. I think two areas where I think AI definitely makes the biggest impact is number one, in making the whole skill enhancement training function most efficient in terms of who we deploy it on, for what extent we deploy it on, and how do we assess the efficacy of it. And number two is the scalability. As I mentioned, from one individual team member to a large department to the entire workforce, you have the capability now to target training programs depending on what the requirement is. So these two aspects are critical. And as I mentioned earlier, to control all of these AI tools, you still need that smart L&D professional to lead this entire endeavor. Otherwise, it fails. Technology without supervision, as rightly mentioned by my colleagues, is pointless.
So agree. So whenever you need some specifics, you can ask for it.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Even for me, I mean, even my needs are customized. So my superiors know exactly
So for
where
that to happen, you really need to do a good skill gap analysis.
100%. It starts from that. And
Okay.
even that is assisted by technology today because, one-on-one human interaction, what is being said, what is being understood, etc., there could be a disconnect. But technology with the right kind of questions, you have psychometric tests and different kind of analysis, they color the right assessment and present it to the senior management to decide what needs to be done.
Well, this is so valuable and so heartening to know. Thank you, Abhishek. Amit, I'm coming back to you. We've spoken about training, we've spoken about skill gap analysis and all. Tell me, AI in back of house operations, how are AI-driven systems improving efficiency, for instance, in the kitchen, in housekeeping, maintenance, operations, etc., at your rather well-appointed JW Marriott in Pune?
So, I did mention this is quite progressive, but if this question was asked to be kind of pre-COVID, it would have a very different answer. While I think I sincerely feel AI also got its rebirth in post-COVID operations. We did not, and I absolutely don't mean by what we discussed of kind of slashing down manning in terms of AI. Absolutely not, because as we rightly said, I think it's the balance that one needs to find. Artificial AI, if you ask me, was absolutely a side point where it did not exist. But today, I think with the Gen Z that we work, I think we're moving to Gen Meta is what we will call our next gen millennials. They are hungry for information. One, imagine a hotel which probably has one-stop shop, which churns out every single report out for you to be aware of what's happening in the hotel. Now, with Marriott, I think that's one of the finest things that happens in terms of tools, or rather the development of the information that we kind of roll out to our associates. Now, when I say how do we drive efficiency in operations and maintenance and housekeeping, they're pretty simple. We use very strong tools. I think Pankaj did mention about Power BI dashboard. I think it's one of the finest tools that we use. Marriott also believes in using tools like Transcendent, which talks about your automated engineering metrics. It also talks about your automated room prevention, metrics. While all this being available, the right training and the intuitive interface that we have, AI surely can revolutionize operations. But I sincerely feel we've got to do more in this field as an organization or as an industry. However, there are tools which are typically used by operations. If I had to give you a couple of them, it would be GXP interface, which typically captures out the data of every single guest who travels the world with Marriott or with sister hotels, and gives you an information which makes it more useful for our associates to kind of make us stay experiential or make us stay better care, with better care and so on. However, in maintenance and engineering, our hotel has been an absolute champion, and I must say that for a reason. We have the highest version of BMS, which actually talks about preventive measures, and it throws you data out back to the hotel, which talks about measures that need to be taken to reduce, whether it's energy initiatives, whether it's reduction in carbon footprints, whether it is, water savings initiatives. And that is exactly what efficiency is all about. Efficiency also leads to sustainability, right?
It's kind of like a plane being on autopilot.
Plane being on autopilot, but surely not at the time of landing, because landing needs a pilot for sure.
And also with the pilot but yet the pilot is in control.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a very classic example, and thank you, Mr. Khanna, for contributing, because autopilot is a great mode, but you know what? It can only control the plane to a certain extent, right? When you have turbulence, it's the pilot who needs to take over.
True that.
Typically, that's where the human side comes into the picture.
True that. So, it's like having a sibling who's there to hold your hand and see you through.
Absolutely, right.
Right, great. Valuable. Amit, I'm so happy I asked you that. Pankaj, हमने ट्रेनिंग कर ली, हमने बैकएंड ऑपरेशंस का कर लिया. I want to ask you about predictive analytics in operations, right? How has predictive analytics helped improve operational decision making at the Radisson Blu Pune Kharadi?
Thank you, Mr. Khanna. I think this is a sensitive commercial linking question for sure. Let me handle it wisely, and let me link it to the load of the lobby or load of the lockers for the employees. Predictive analytics is something which is very unique, fundamental, which is coming into the force very high in multiple different streams. In a group, let me give you two different perspectives. In a group, we have a dynamic program. This predictive analysis in the F&B space, imagine that you have an outlet and it's giving you a dynamic menu, giving you a dynamic pricing, enhancing your profitability based on cross-selling, occupancy, contribution margins, where of the dish, how much stock is left, can we actually produce those dishes, how much elasticity the employee or the particular load demand kitchen is doing. So this is what predictive analytics can happen to a large extent. I think showcasing the dynamic pricing, whether it's a Monday or a weekday or a weekend or lunch or dinner, giving you historical data, analyzing the months, giving the right opportunity to make the most out of it. I think that's something which can only happen with predictive analytics. Of course, organizations do benefit in the right forecasting, better cash flows, better preventive maintenance scheduling in the hotels. So this is a very commercial affair-driven topical fundamental on analytics. As my friend said, Abhishek, demand forecasting, I think all of us use to I think revenue management fundamental tool. I don't think any human can change 50 or 60 times rates in a day for a hotel. But softwares like this, which are driven by analytics, can actually do beyond that. I think it changes your fundamental to an extent that they can actually predict your peak times, low demand times, edging, completely decision making. I think this is something which only can happen with these kind of tools. So this is a hand-in-hand fundamentals. Operations, I don't think can't be imagined nowadays without predictive analytics. I think it's something which is core to the industry and hospitality. Not only hospitality, I think it's going beyond and across the verticals now.
While this is the upside, the downside is your supervisor, your manager, your boss, he's also using it. वो भी लगा हुआ है, वो कह रहा है इसने क्या नहीं किया, साले को पकड़ो.
True. I think in organization, optimizing the delivery, I think is the key, as you rightly said just now. I would take it in that way. I think if the organization that delivers to the optimal fundamental, that's where the fundamental comes at different levels of supervision, different levels, as Amit was talking about Power BI dashboard. I mean, everything's interlinked in such a way that actually bring out the optimal. I think that's where the crux is of the matter.
So I'm ticking all boxes, right? So I've done role of AI and employee training, done. I've done back of house operations, done. I've done predictive analytics. Now let me pull your mind, Anant, on preparing for the future workforce. The future workforce is going to be very different. If I was to ask you what essential skills should hospitality professionals focus on to remain relevant in an increasingly AI-driven industry?
Very important future workforce. We need them to be better prepared. However, I would say that it needs to start at the hotel management colleges. You know, we need to upgrade there. I've been meeting a lot of directors of hotel management colleges, different that we need to upgrade our courses now. We need to move on from the traditional 4 department mindset to different mindsets like teaching revenue management courses, marketing stuff, all because this is all related to AI now, and this is where the AI is coming more into picture. So, what the future generation needs to work upon and learn is using tools. However, colleges plays a big role in that. They need to tie up with different companies who provide these technologies like the revenue management technology or marketing, social media agencies and all, and start involving their courses into their curriculum year on year so that by the time they are ready to come into the industry, they have a hang of it and they are better prepared. It will help 2 ways. One, obviously, it will help us to make our workforce better. Secondly, we can actually have different people coming into our industry and opt for hotel management courses, which we need more. Traditionally, if you ask anybody, they want to join front office, housekeeping, F&B service, or kitchen. However, hotels have more to offer. Hotels have revenue management to offer. Hotel has marketing to offer. Hotel has sales to offer. TNC, talent and culture to offer. Finance to offer. And all these things can be only done when we are using AI, part of integrated course of the workforce of future, and they will be better prepared when they come to hotels, and our life as GMs or future GMs will become much easier.
Like I call my generation the foggy generation, your generation, I'm obviously almost the previous one. Your generation was then the happening generation. I really shudder to imagine what the future generations are going to be. What the learning is going to be in junior schools, in preparatory schools. So life is going to be very different. And then comes the question of what next? We know where we are, but what next? What after AI? We'll grapple with it as it comes. Supreet, हमने सब कर लिया. Let's talk about AI and predictive maintenance. Maintenance is extremely important. How has AI-driven predictive maintenance improved operational efficiency, one, and also reduced the downtime in hotel infrastructure?
So I think Amit did speak about a little bit, and I'll just add on to what Amit had said earlier. In Marriott, we use a software called Transcendent, wherein we are able to look at room maintenance and maintenance of the other parts of the hotel in a very, very systematic manner, where we know which part of the hotel, whether a gen set or whether the AC chillers or what part needs to be attended first, and how we can reduce our downtime and how we can really improve our operational efficiency by attending to those needs. Also, we use something known as mesh, which also helps us with the water and energy consumption. It helps us operationally to kind of understand where the consumption is going wrong or how we can kind of manage it well. So I think overall AI, or overall these systems that we have really help us in overall efficiency of the property, reducing the time that we would probably spend around looking around, what is going to fall down next or what's going to happen next. These are all basics right now in today's world, which really help the overall team to perform better on the ground. and it helps us really plan our future expenses, our P&Ls. Everything is very systematic with the help of all these systems.
Excellent. So that's a very valuable session. And did you guys all realize that we've come to the last question? That gives me time to play a bit of KBC, right? So let's play the Kaun Banega Karodpati thing.
Mr. Khanna, I would want to add something. There's one thing that I
100%.
want to share with you, and this is just my thought. You know what? One is AI cannot ever take risk on humans.
Oh, no. It's extremely dangerous if it takes over from humans.
Right.
Can never happen.
I'm not going to go to a hotel, be it for work or leisure, with family or without family,
Right.
be handled by machines. Sorry, I can't do that. Even when I go to the airport, I don't want to check in on a machine, damn it. I want a human interface.
Yeah.
I want somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
Go
I just
ahead.
wanted to share with you. That's it.
No, वो बहुत हो गया यार. फिर तो वही हो जाएगा ना वो driverless cars.
Right.
फायदा क्या? Why spend on such expensive cars, good cars? First, you took away the ICE, which is the internal combustion engines, and you gave us electric motors to drive on. I drive an electric car though. But yeah, somewhere we need to get real.
Absolutely.
All right, so great. So let's play Kaun Banega Karodpati. नहीं, कौन बनेगा बड़ा वाला hotelier? So tell me, let's talk about smart hotels. Raise your hand. By what percentage is the global smart hotel market expected to grow annually from 2023 to 2028? CAGR.
Supreet raised his hand.
हाँ जी
26%?
हाँ बोलो
26%?
अच्छा जी और बताओ ये सब कुछ गूगल पे मिलता है बोलो सबके
Let's see
पास
who's Google better.
Approx 20 to 21% maybe.
अच्छा जी और बोलो अभिषेक
My guess is also between 23 to 25%.
चलो गुड किसी और ने बोलना है कुछ
It's nearly 29.
अच्छा कौन रह गया
I'll give it a go, sir.
आप बोलो ना
I'll give it a go. I mean, honestly, I think, with 23 to 28, there are 5 years. I believe it will only multiply with coming years. But yes, honestly, I think plus 30%.
with the kind of pipelines that are happening, one new hotels coming up.
Yeah.
All right. And if, God forbid, if inbound doesn't kick in the way it was pre-COVID, then we have a challenge. By the way, the response is 26%. Why don't we talk about IoT in guest experience? What is the average energy cost reduction percentage achieved by hotels that have implemented IoT-based smart energy management systems? Bolo.
15%.
15?
Yeah,
हाँ जी,
approx
आगे
20.
कौन बोलेगा?
Approximately 20%. You can see anything beyond 20 and 25 can be seen in this.
Okay. Who else? Abhishek, bolo.
It's 15% already for us, but I think it's only going to go up. So my bet would be 20% minimum.
All right. Excellent. Supreet?
Around 20 to 25%.
All right. Pankaj?
I think it might touch 25-30% because the kind of hotels coming up which are like LEED certified and then multiple different new hotels coming up which are new technologies. I think it may touch a little beyond, looks like.
Your ballpark all there, it's between 20 and 30%, so we could take a median of 25%. Robotic automation in hospitality as of 2024. What is the estimate number of hotels worldwide using robotic automation for housekeeping and room service? And it's growing.
Must be at least 7,000-8,000 hotels.
Chalo, आप बताओ सुप्रीत, अभिषेक.
Somewhere close to maybe 10,000 hotels.
अच्छा, आगे बोलो.
5,000 to 6,000 hotels, I think, right now are fully on robotics.
Pankaj, do you want to take a shot?
I agree with Abhishek. That's what number I also feel around.
It's
Yes.
around 5,000. Now I'm going to shoot the last one to you guys since we had a bit of time. Tell me, voice assistants in hotels. What percentage of travelers in 2024 preferred voice-activated AI assistants in their hotel rooms for requests like room service and concierge service?
I think it's around between 40 to 45% range, possibly. That's what I feel.
और कोई बोलेगा?
I'm not too sure about the
55.
Indian context, but globally, I think in the Western world, it should be minimum 50% or more.
अच्छा, आप बताओ सुप्रीत, पंकज, अनंत.
40 to 45%.
अच्छा, आप
Yeah.
और कोई?
I think 55 to 60 would be something ideally looking at today's stuff, what is happening now.
Amit?
35 to 40%.
Okay, the exact answer is around 60%. And I'm
Yeah.
not in that 60%.
Absolutely not.
I want to talk to Ramesh, I want to talk to Bhaktawar, I want to talk to James, I want to talk to them. I don't want to press numbers.
Absolutely.
All right. So that brings us to the conclusion of this wonderful show. You know, I've had a very nice time, and your responses are extremely valuable for all those people who are watching. You know, be on the ball because this show is about the future, right? And the future is already here, right? So if you have to step into the next I wouldn't say next world, but if you want to step into what's going to come, watch this show again. I've had a very insightful discussion, and if I was to recap the key takeaways from our esteemed panelists, Abhishek provided valuable insights into AI-driven revenue management and employee training enhancements. Amit emphasized the importance of maintaining a human touch while integrating AI into back-of-house operations, right? Human touch is very important to him, as is very important to me. Pankaj addressed how AI is reshaping staffing models and predictive analytics in operations. Anant explored sustainable AI applications and the skill sets needed to future-proof hospitality careers. And Supreet shared how AI-powered training modules are revolutionizing employee learning and how predictive maintenance is enhancing operational efficiency. To me, it's very clear that automation and AI are not just the future, but the present of hospitality. The challenge lies in upskilling our workforce to embrace and enhance these innovations while maintaining the essence of exceptional guest service. As I conclude today's session, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our speakers, Abhishek, Amit, Pankaj, Anant, and Supreet, for your valuable insights, and also to our audience for joining us. The hospitality industry is at a pivotal moment, that inflection point, and discussions like these help us navigate the road ahead with confidence and clarity. Thank you once again. Before I go away, let me bring back Diversey. Thank them. while the audience may see me back in 30 minutes with the next show, which is going to be on NCR, this show would not be possible without the support of my entire backend team at BW and BW Hotelier. They help us bring out these gems. There's a lot of research. There's a lot of scheduling. There's a lot of work that goes on. Thank you, Team BW and BW Hotelier. And also thank you to the audiences and all the speakers and all the general managers who've made this platform their own. This is all about the future. And the Diversey BW Hotelier GM show helps us look at that with a keen eye. Having said that, I'll be back in 30 minutes, like I said. But next week, we cap the series. We are here every Thursday and every Friday, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. 2 shows a day, 4 shows a week. Watch us, and then I take a break. Thank you, gentlemen. Abhishek, thank you so much for being here again.
Thank you, Anant, sir. Thank you.
Amit, it was wonderful to have you share your views.
Thank you.
Thank you for your first. Hopefully, the next soon with
Yes.
all of you. Pankaj,
Yes.
good to have you back, my friend. Thank you for being here. Likewise, Anant, thank you so much for being here. Right.
Thank you.
Yep. Supreet, delighted to have you here. Right.
Thank you so much, sir. Pleasure to be here.
My
Thank you so
first
much.
session with you and Amit. Be back soon. God
Thank
bless
you.
you. Do well. Keep shining and work for the industry, which is happening, and bring in more laurels. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Mr. Khanna.
Thank you,
God
everybody.
Thank you.
bless
Thank
you.
you.